anxiety. So you've been feeling anxiety the last couple of days over one particular thing, or you've been feeling anxiety for a long time about one thing that's just driving you nuts, and it's kind of always in the back of your head. It's always there, and it's just this dark cloud that seems to never go away, and it has you leaving you feeling like you're on edge, and that there's just, something's about to break, and you're about to snap. You're about to yell at somebody, get angry, cry, break down, and it's just kind of like this anxious, nerve-wracking, brittle quality that's within that just doesn't, and it just doesn't allow you to settle down, to be in the moment, to enjoy life, to just be present and happy. It's just this ongoing nastiness in the background. It sucks. Anxiety sucks. So our approach to this anxiety is going to be a little different. We're not trying to get rid of it. We're not trying to push it away. Obviously, we're not trying to drug it or cut it, any of that. We're going to stop the war with this anxiety. We're just going to allow it. We're going to welcome it here, all of it. Come on in. Come on in, anxiety. Okay? Welcome all of the parts of it, all the responses, all of the feeling states of this anxiety. Can't change it, so we're going to welcome it in. What we can change is the awareness that holds it. And that's what we're going to do here. Okay? The awareness that holds it. Which then renders this anxiety far less toothy and spiky and nasty. Okay? So we want to welcome all of the physiological, all the physical, all the emotional, all the mental qualities of this anxiety. So we want to tune into that as best we can and allow it to be here. If you've been avoiding this, understandably, now's not the time to do that. This is a safe space. It's okay. Completely welcome here. Come on in, anxiety. We just want to, see what we can do here. So it's okay for it to be here. Alrighty. So let's take 3 deep breaths. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. So again, what we want to do is we want to notice all of the qualities of this anxiety. And what I mean by notice specifically is we want to step back from it a little bit. We want to gain some distance on it, right? So we invite it in. If this is proving to be a little tricky, remember the body. Place your attention on the feet and legs, the torso, arms, head. Okay? Breathe. And recall the last time you were super anxious. If this is slightly difficult for you, it's okay. Let it go. So now this anxiety, let's tune into it. So anxiety is often very closely related to sort of a fear and a worry and a stress. As I stated before, sometimes in the background like a dark cloud. And it has this physiological feeling of just pins and needles and this kind of like yucky physical molasses type of quality. Like you're just like that, right? There you go. Allow that anxiety to be here. Sometimes it's more severe than that. It could be like an anxiety attack where there's panic. Your pulse races, you get sweaty, you get chills. Allow all of that to be here. Allow the emotional qualities of this anxiety. Probably emotionally you're just exhausted by it. You're heartbroken by it. There's a quality of tears that is just under the surface from this anxiety whenever it is there, or you're angry or frustrated or just plain feeling nasty about it. Allow that anxiety, all those emotional feelings to be here. And then finally, of course, the mental part where you just, you're trying to fight it, you're trying to talk about it, just dealing with it all the time in your head. Allow all this mental, that hamster wheel of thoughts about it to be here also. So now let's notice something altogether different. Let's notice the watching, witnessing, ageless, aware part of you that has that distance, that is aware of all of these responses and reactions to this anxiety. And what I mean by this part of you, this aware part, is that same part that you knew as a child, as a teenager, as an adult, that you might identify as like, yeah, that's me, right? And it has not changed, right? That aware, noticing part has not changed. Let's get in touch with that. And I want to point something out to you. That part of you is not affected or touched by anxiety at all. That part of you is completely free of anxiety, right? Notice this. This aware, ageless, watching, witnessing part is not affected by any of the qualities of anxiety. And so that's the trick, right? Is that any time that you are feeling anxiety or anxious, is to recall this awareness, to remember to be aware, and see how that space opens up, and then the anxiety doesn't have the ability to rattle you as much, doesn't have the ability to bite you as much. That is the trick, is to remember when you know that when this anxiety starts to arise, as best as you can, is to take a breath, remember the body, and remember this awareness, and see how much quicker the anxiety dissipates. Again, this is no cure-all. This is not a magic pill, right? Anxiety is a certain amount of anxiety is actually quite natural. And it's going to come and go the rest of your life. But if we can increase this aware space and your access to it, then this anxiety is going to be affecting you less. And that is the trick here, is to remember this awareness during the anxiety. So we'll end with 3 deep breaths. Inhale 1. Inhale 2.